to the Mixtapes Podcast with your host, Bert the Boy, Damien Montecarlo, and Angry Mikey.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Mixtapes Podcast. I'm here with Mike D, Angry Mike D. I'm Bert Lepore, and Damien, missing in action once again. He's somewhere in the Poconos on this Easter Sunday as we're recording. We got a doubleheader for you tonight. We're going to separate the episodes, but two quick episodes for you tonight. We're going to do two reviews, and for this issue, or episode as you would call it, we're going to do this. I don't know if they're a new band, but they took the internet by storm last week, and I guess I guess a Gimmick still sells. Angine de Poitrine, if I'm saying that right. We're gonna mess all these words up, Mike.
Absolutely.
But we'll give our final thoughts and let you know what we think. But quite interesting, quite interesting. This is their second record, and their second record is titled Volume 2. So
Creative.
Very creative, very creative, very creative. Let me put the goggles on here. Dun, 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 my Bubba Ray Dudleys. Get my shit together here. And they're a Quebec-based experimental math rock duo. Math rock is so over my head. Give me melodic rock. Math rock, I don't know. But they're they got complex rhythms with their stuff. The costumes are crazy and bizarre. It's some prog going on, right? There's some funk going on. There's a little bit of metal, some of that noise rock. Of course, the microtonal guitars, which, I don't know. I don't even know if I really know. Microtonal guitars is kind of like, from what I understand, it's having frets within frets of guitars.
Right. It's having there's more
in between. It's got to be crazy.
In between notes,
crazy.
yeah.
But I know a band that you like using them, like King Gizzard is a microtonal kind of. Yeah.
From what I understand, they're kind of influenced by King Gizzard, especially their microtonal Flying Banana album.
Well, which has got the song Rattlesnake.
Rattlesnake. Yeah. Which is probably one of my favorite albums by them.
Yeah. That's that song definitely. The microtonal stuff's it's different. It's neat. And I guess it must be a big thing happening right now for younger bands, maybe.
I guess. I mean, for me, I think it's cool because, you get to hear a little more notes and everything instead of the same stuff over and over again.
Yeah. So they formed in 2019. Argine de Poitrine. They formed in 2019, and they said that, I guess, what was that? What were they on, that XP or something? What was that? What's that called that they were on?
Is it that show? Yes.
Yeah, and that kind of really blasted them. I mean, they had the wacky outfits on. I mean, it wasn't like there was no big money in the production. It looked like, anybody could have did the fucking production, but it worked,
They kind of remind you like Slipknot rejects or something.
Yeah, I don't know. But the band members, there's two guys in this band. And I'm never going to say these names right, but KHN, so I guess it's Kin, is my guess.
Kin or Khan.
Kin, Killer Khan. Ken Poitrine, microtonal guitar, bass, looping vocals. Kleck de Poitrine, drums, percussion, vocals. Yeah, man. So they perform under the anonymous pseudonyms, I guess you could call. They said they played together for years. You know what I mean? So
I think since they were 13 or something like that.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty wild. And then you said that the reason why they started using costumes was because they could actually double up on clubs, so they could play.
Right,
again.
They weren't getting booked the same week and the same 2 weeks in a row in the same club, so they put costumes on.
Well, I mean, nobody recognizes the same fucking music,
right? I guess at that point it's too late.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay, so this is their second record. Album is called Volume 2. It was released April 3rd, 2026. The label was, if I could say this right, Les Cassettes Marquis, maybe. Yeah, my French. I don't even know French. I'm about as French as toast, so I don't know about French or fries. Their earlier work, they produced this record themselves. Their earlier work, they worked with Fabi Inc. It's a self-production at this point. with the sound design. Very do-it-yourself. Even the way they look, I'm sure is do-it-yourself. I guess like I said, you could describe it as math rock with funk metal and ambient noises, and I don't know. I don't even know what I can compare it to. The only thing I can compare it to is a little bit of King Gizzard on the Banana record, the Microton Banana record at some spots, you know. But yeah, so there are 6 tracks in there, so this one's going to be quick. We're going to be in and out on this one. There's 6 tracks. We're going to rate our least favorite tune to our favorite tune. Coming in at number 6, Angor, which I'll give a little meaning, at least what I think the meaning is. Okay, the theme of this is anxiety and mental distress. So, Angor, what'd you give it, Mike?
Angor, this is probably my second least favorite on, which yeah, I didn't like it. It was just kind of
We need to
I
get
don't
you
know.
we need to get you a sheet or something so you don't keep playing around with this fucking thing here.
Yeah, I'm trying to be a man of the 90s over here. I
You
don't
need to
need a
get a
sheet.
split screen or something you need.
But
Uh,
high energy, felt a little like a march almost. It just kind of like just like the rest of the record, intense feeling and riffing and everything. But to me, this one's a little on the boring side.
mhm. Would you give it again?
I gave this a 6.75.
Okay. Angor, I gave it a 6.25. It's the closing track on the record. It arrives at the point of the album where the album styles and the motifs and it starts to begin sounding real familiar. Like, okay, we've heard it all by this point. I kind of had enough at this point. I'm like, all right,
And
it's
it's
got a
only six
couple.
songs.
Yeah, and it's only 6 songs. There is a couple cool hypnotic spots in the song that are pretty neat. It's pretty. It's got. Yeah, yeah. It just. I'm tired by the time the song comes on. It's almost the same thing. Okay, coming in number 5, Your Zorad. What do you have there, Mike?
With my Zerat. This was my least favorite on this one. I gave this one a 6.25. Um, I couldn't tell you why it was, but I just wasn't feeling this one.
Yeah, I gave it a 6.5. I guess the meaning of the song is to be ambushed. You know what I mean? Or yeah, trapped or ambushed. This track opens up with a pretty interesting idea, and then it stays pretty persistent, but it gets repetitive. It gets repetitive and kind of a little grating over time. I think it's very carnival like at times, which I'm not that big on. Um, it's got the cool thing where it does sound like everything's like kind of unsettling, right? But I don't know. It kind of just it's all over the place, I think, and I kind of find it a little annoying. Coming to number 4, I'm going to call it UTZP because I don't know how to say it.
Yeah, this one tied for my first. I actually liked this one. It felt different. It kind of did it feel different? I don't know. I thought it did at least, but sort of had a Middle Eastern feel to it, a little like klezmer sound, circus, if you want to say. But I like this one, 7.5.
Yeah, I gave this one a 6.25. I mean, it's a little more eccentric than the other ones, which I don't know if it even makes sense because it's all eccentric to me. Um, it's consistent to what they do, but it really don't go nowhere. I don't think. It's definitely one of my less I don't know what to call it engaging songs on the record. This is a skip for me, a definite skip for me. This is probably my least favorite on the record. Coming in number 3, Sarah Serene's. That's what I'm going to call it for now. Serene's. What do you got, Mike?
Sudanese. I gave this one a 7. Sort of like, I don't know, some weird bluesy stuff going on in the beginning to this high speed kind of rhythm thing at the end of it. Cool one. I like this one.
Serene's. I gave it a 7.0, so I gave it a 7, which is a pretty good score. I guess the meaning of the song is playful, to be playful. I like that it's got this beginning, it's kind of slow, it's got a brooding tone to it. It gradually develops into more of a compelling groove. It definitely goes from that brooding thing to a bit of a groove. It's got some cool layerings in there, a little more aggressive, guitar. But I think if there was distortion on some of the stuff, I'd probably love it. I mean, it's just a lot of ping pongs and bing bing guitar, and I think if it had distortion on it, I'd probably like it a little bit more. Coming in at number 2, Mata Ziklik. What do you got?
Metazeklik. I gave this one a 7.25. Um, yeah, man, I like this one. A lot of buzzing going on, little riffs. This was a little bit of a banger. I like
Okay.
this one.
I gave it a 7.25. I guess the theme, I don't know if it means motorcycle or momentum or motion. I don't know. That's what the internet told me. So, I mean, this track is pretty good. I gave it a 7.25. It built some tension. It built some tension in the song. It's got the anticipation with the hits, which is kind of neat. It goes on a bit, but it's kind of neat where you're waiting for that hit. Um, it goes into a cool rhythm pattern after that. The guitar laying's pretty good here. I like the guitar laying. It's definitely one of their stronger songs on the record. Not too bad on this one. Coming to number one, Fabi Inc. What do you have, Mike?
This is, tied for my number one there. I believe this was like the first release off of this, or the second. I'm not sure. This is the opening off of it. Yeah, really cool stuff going on. Some chanting and stuff from them, and which sounds to be in some kind of alien language. Yeah, I like this one a lot.
Okay.
It,
Fabi Inc. I gave it a 7.5. Yeah, man. This one's pretty cool. This was the first tune I ever heard from them. So it was a standout track for me. I think it's the best tune that they have that I heard. Um, this was neat. This was an eye opener because it was the first one I heard. So it was like, well, okay. It's the opening track. It immediately establishes what's going on, the groove. It's got a playful kind of Primus kind of sound to it. So it reminded me of Primus. Um, this one's memorable. Not so much on the other ones, I don't think. Um, yeah, this song's actually pretty cool. I kind of dig this one. Okay, so here goes our scores. There's only 6 songs, so here goes our scores. Mike D gave Volume 2 a 6.95, which is a pretty good score. It's not seven's good. 7 marks, but it's right under the 7 mark, which it means he probably won't buy it. So I gave it a 6.75. A little underwhelming for me. It's an okay record that I probably won't go back to. Overall, mixtape score 6.87 out of 10. Not too bad. It's okay. Final thoughts, Mike. What do you got?
I mean, these guys can obviously play. I mean, they're really good musicians. It's got some really, really cool stuff, but I feel like the whole thing was kind of almost the same. Like I felt like I was listening to a long piece, which, hey, okay, that's cool. But replay value is just not there for me. It's like I feel like I would just never go back to it for as cool as some of it is. I don't know. Who knows what they're going to do in the future? Maybe they'll collaborate with other singers or other bands or stuff like that. But I just feel like it needs a little more. I feel like it needs more vocals. I feel like it needs something. It needs some like, but then again, that's their own thing. That could just be them and just accept it as it is.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah.
just for me, I wanted to like it more, but I couldn't bring myself to the next level.
Yep. Yep. So my final thought is that at first it's neat. It's pretty interesting. Then it becomes a mix of interesting and annoying at the same time. So I mean, don't get me wrong. It's impressive. There's a lot of impressive stuff there, especially for just two guys, but it gets redundant pretty quick. It really does. It actually received a better score than it probably would have got from us just because of the uniqueness of it. Uh,
Especially that Damien's not here.
yeah, yeah. I mean, he'll do the final one for the countdown for the end of the year. He'll do his review on it too. But yeah, I mean, this just makes me look at. I guess a gimmick could still sell. A gimmick could still make you look at it. So good for the gimmicks. I'm usually a camper of the gimmicks. I'm a big
Yeah,
fan of the
same here.
gimmicks. So a gimmick still works in 2026, which is wow, good, cool. It won't be boring, maybe, as far as the way people look and sound. But yeah. So who knew? Who knew? But overall, I'm pretty sure I won't be listening to this again. And you know, Argine de Poitrine, Volume 2. It's not for me. But hey, give it a chance. It might be for you.